Live from Manchester Stadium in the UK, it's international footy here in the SRL. It's the World 11 taking on the Pacific All-Stars. Live here on SRL TV. Jason Farah leading out the World 13. Meanwhile, Nathan Fisher leading out the Pacific All-Stars for what is the first ever international game between these two sides. We also welcome a couple of players on debut in the Pacific side. Will Kay, Charlie Butler, and then in the European side, a couple of new players as well. Isaac Such making his debut. Meanwhile, starting Joshua Siriruka and Joshua Butterfield. So things about to get underway here as Samuel Robinson gets the game underway as the World 13 start the game, and John Nanai from the Pacific All-Stars brings it forward for the first tackle of the afternoon. So two teams who are loaded with SRL superstars, players who have made an impact this season and have been rewarded with an international call-up. Of course, this is not the only game on the international circuit tonight. Following this game will be the Kiwis versus the Kangaroos as Pacific All-Stars find the touchline. Jai Collins looking for the 40-20, but not quite behind the 40, so the World 13 will feed the scrum. That's Joshua Butterfield. Send it down, Will Simons off the back of the scrum to Samuel Robinson. So like I mentioned, after this game will be the second of the double header. It's the Kiwis taking on the Kangaroos. And then tomorrow night is the rookie trial game between SRL Orange versus SRL Blue. The rookies, 23 rookies registered for Season 2 in the SRL Premiership. And tomorrow night will be our first chance to get to see most of them. Obviously a couple of them playing tonight. And we'll see them on show over the next following 80 minutes as Sonny Tyre sets it up for the Pacific All-Stars. They're at about 20 metres out, left-hand side of the field. Simon Hunt takes it down, 15 out. They come near side, Sonny Tyre, short ball to Nanai. The Warriors skipper taking it short, only 5 metres short of the line here. The third Pacific All-Stars. They go to Macaulay Morris. Macaulay Morris struggling forward, and Macaulay Morris looks to have got over the line here for the opening try of the evening. We will have to wait and see another angle. Yes, no problem at all there. Morris gets down. Gets the ball down over the chalk, and the Pacific All-Stars open the scoring here at Manchester Stadium in the 4th minute. So the Melbourne Storm 5'8", Sonny Tyre, makes no mistake, obviously off to the Raiders next season. Sonny Tyre, with the Storm being demoted to the Division 2, SRL Division 2. The Raiders have been promoted, and with that we see a new captain and a few transfers underway as well. We'll talk about that later on in the game as Robinson gets the game back underway here at Manchester Stadium, and John Nanai again takes it forward to first tackle down the 20 to the try scorer now, Macaulay Morris, taking a good tackle by the Europeans skipper. That's Jason Farah.
Back with me.
They come near side. Paulini to Jai Collins. Good break down their right-hand touchline for Collins. Makes an early break, but he's met well by Barnes. That's Eli. And Collins taken down just over on the European side of halfway. Tim James goes to Yates. Kicks on the 5th. Sends it across field to the wing of Walker. And Sean Walker, that's a good run. First of all.
He's held there. 1, release.
The Broncos winger making some early metres. They go to Pete Barretto, finds himself flattened in a hole. And it's a good run by the Broncos second rower. Pete Barretto up to the 20 for the World All-Stars. They come near side. Butterfield slings it wide to Iron. Mark Iron makes a good run through the middle. The new Canberra fullback. And he's taken down, rolled onto his back over the try line, but he did not get the ball down, I don't think. We're going to go upstairs for a look. It looks like the World All-Stars will be restarting from the 10. But it was a good initial run by Mark Iron, definitely showing what he's capable of for the Raiders in Season 2. So Robbie Elms to play the ball a couple of metres out. They go right to Robinson. Robinson finds David Hastings in front of his home crowd, and David Hastings looks to have got over. The big Englishman fights his way past. Looked to be Tim James from the Pacific All-Stars. Couldn't hold him up. And Hastings goes down for the the World All-Stars, the World 13s. First try of the afternoon. So a strong carry by David Hastings. I actually noticed when he got up, he sort of turned and looked to the south side of the stadium, and you can see him looking at his family up there. A very proud moment, scoring his first international try in front of his home crowd, effectively. And there's no mistakes with the kick, so we're locked up 6 apiece after 8.5 minutes here at Manchester Stadium. You're watching international action here in the SRL Premiership, live on SRL TV as Sonny Tyre gets the game back underway. Manchester Stadium, it's the World 13 taking on the Pacific All-Stars. And we are locked up 6 apiece, says Pete Barretto. Finds a hole, then flicks it inside to a skipper. They come to Joshua Siliruka, this new rookie in the SRL, looking to make a name for himself.
That's tackle 4, hands off. He's held there.
He will be hot property as a starting prop second rower. Rumours have it that he will be going early in the draft. We'll have to wait and see this coming Thursday. The Season 2 draft is taking place as Will Simons puts it down to the wing of Jason Laumu.
1, release.
He's taken down on the Pacific 13's 30. Possibly Jason Laumu's last game in the SRL. There are rumours that he will be making his announcement of retirement. Announcing his retirement at the end of this game as they come back shoreside to Laumu. And he's taken just short of the All-Stars 30. This time it's Paulini on the 3rd. That's tackle 4 for the Pacific. They go short side to Hunt. They go to Laumu again. It's 3rd touch of the set. Almost making his way through as well. Taken down the 10. They go to Tim James. He decides to put it high. Good kick by Tim James. It's been flicked back and picked up by the World 13. That's Will Simons. Will Simons is away. There's no one going to catch him. He's the big lock forward. Is going to run the length of the field and score for the World 13. Too much speed by the big second rower come lock. And that's a good try for the World 13. Robinson comes in and makes no mistake, adds the extra 2. So 12 points to 6 here at Manchester Stadium. It's the World 13 leading over the Pacific All-Stars. We'll quickly run through these teams as the game gets underway. It's Sonny Tyre. We'll send it down to the left of the uprights. And Mark Iron gives it to David Hastings to bring it forward. So for the World 13, we'll run through them first. Mark Iron at fullback. The wingers are Sam Hodgson and Sean Walker. Centres Shay Hardy and Sam Herbin. In the halves, Samuel Robinson and Joshua Butterfield, who's on debut. Front row, David Hastings, Jason Farrer and another debutant, Joshua Suriluka. Robbie Elms, Pete Veretto and Will Simons in the second row. On the interchange bench, Joshua Dobson, Isaac Such, James Smith and Yuan Parker. As the World 13 get towards the end of their set after the try, and Will Simons, the try scorer, sends a big kick down to the wing of Jason Laumu, and he's taken down a good tackle by Samuel Robinson. Meanwhile, the Pacific 13, Eli Barnes at fullback, Jason Laumu and Nathan Fisher, the skipper, on the wings. Sabbath Ta'ua and Jai Collins in the middle. In the halves, Mason Yates and Sonny Tyre. Front row, John Nanai, Tim James and Macaulay Morris. Second row is Simon Hunt, Jamal Kasakau. And at lock is Junior Paulini. On the bench for the Pacific 13, Philip Twal, Ethan Durant, Will Kay on debut, this dynamic 5'8 centre who we've heard a lot about and we've seen a lot about as well. And Charlie Butler is on the bench as well. So as mentioned, it's a team full of superstars, and we're in for an absolute treat tonight with these two international games set to take place. As Suriluka finds some space through the middle. He's been hard to take down so far in this first half, and he will be a handy pickup come the draft. As will Butterfield. We just saw Joshua Butterfield get a little inside ball, and then again decides to run it himself. Final tackle for the World 13. They go to Will Simons. He's going to put it high. It's a good kick by Will Simons, taken down by Eli Barnes, and the Parramatta centre makes no mistake. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Eli Barnes come next season for the Parramatta Eels. Obviously, with the news breaking last week that Connor Sanderson will be moving to the Broncos in season 2. So that will open up the fullback position for the Eels, and Eli Barnes, you'd have to say, would be the number one choice to take that fullback position, given he played a couple of games of fullback for the Eels there last season. But looking at that rookies draft, there are a few players that could be quite comfortable playing fullback in their first season in the SRL. So the Pacific 13 got a good opportunity here. Sorry, the World 13 only a couple of metres out. Will Simons ticks it off the kick, and he looks like he's gone in for a double. And he's picked it up off a good little Samuel Robinson kick, I think it was. Yes, it was Sam Robinson. Laid it down, and Will Simons runs in for his second of the afternoon. So it's the third try of the first half for the World 13. Looking to make it 18 points to 6. Samuel Robinson makes no mistake. So a little over 20 minutes been the first quarter. of this international test match. COVID restrictions have been lifted here in the UK just in time for this match. As you can see, it's a huge crowd who have turned out in their droves to see these superstars in action as Sonny Tyre restarts the game, and Joshua Dobson brings it forward for the World 13, coming off the bench this afternoon. Will Simons decides to get his hands on the ball again early. A good start from Will Simons so far this afternoon. A couple of tries already. Robbie Elms, that's a good tackle break, and beats another. Forces Eli Barnes to just clutch it here. And that's a good run by Robbie Elms. They find Butterfield centre field. They're about 40 metres out here, the World 13. Centre field, they come near side to Isaac Such. His first touch in international SRL action. Isaac Such, a powerful young second rower. Again, will be open to the draft in a couple of days' time. Barnes goes through the middle. Pacific 13 have got a Pacific All-Stars, sorry, have got a good opportunity here. As Paulini goes forward. Easy metres for the Pacific All-Stars. Centre field, 32 metres out. They go to Hunt this time, taken down by Pete Veretto. Good defensive play of Veretto. They come far side to Laumu. Jason Laumu going close, just taken down. A good tackle by Robinson. They come near side to Hunt. Forced back in a big tackle. Losing a few metres there, the Pacific All-Stars, but the final tackle now. They go back to Tyre. Tyre puts it on the toe, and Ethan Durant picks it up. But he's wrapped up in a good tackle by Jason Farrer. So good defence by the World 13. Defending this lead that they have. As Such brings it forward. This powerful runner of the ball. This time to Dobson. Looks to get his arms free, but he's wrapped up well by Jamal Kasaka. Simons decides to switch it, but they've given it away here.
That's one. Move.
Paulini's come up with it. I'm not sure. It could have been Will Simons who threw it away. And the Pacific All-Stars have got a good opportunity here as Mason Yates decides to straighten it up. Through the middle, wrapped up by Farrer, but makes a few good metres. Yates, they go wide to Hunt. Hunt struggles forward, taken down by number 7. That's Robinson for the World 13. Cut out pass by Tyre. Finds Yates. And Mason Yates has gone over and got the ball down. Referee wants to look at the grounding. But there looks to be no issues there, and Mason Yates gets over for the Pacific All-Stars' second try of the afternoon. No mistakes there for Sonny Tyre. 18 points to 12. The World 13 holding a 6-point lead.
Right, here's tackle one.
Back live on SRL TV. You are watching international footy. The World 13 taking on the Pacific All-Stars live from Manchester Stadium in the UK. We are in the off-season in the SRL as international footy fever reigns aplenty, and the draft is set to get underway, and the World 13 have given away a tackle. That's a high shot given away on one of the Pacific All-Stars players. I couldn't see who it was, but a good opportunity now before half-time to possibly bring the scores level. It's Simon Hunt who sets it up. 19 metres out, centre field for the Pacific All-Stars. Options left and right. They go flat to the right to Kasakau. He goes inside to Barnes. Barnes unable to find his way past Veretto. They play the ball. James out to Tyre. Tyre to Hunt. Hunt juggles it a little bit. Again, it's Pete Veretto who wraps him up. He seems to be everywhere this afternoon. Sonny Tyre cut out past the Yates. This time it's to Barnes. He's taken down the good tackle. Defence holding up well here for the World 13. This time Philip Twile looks to muscle his way forward. Couple of metres out here, the All-Stars again. Options left and right. They go options to the right. Sonny Tyre puts it down, but Dobson picks it up. It didn't look like the Pacific 13 players really knew what Sonny Tyre was up to.
Held 2.
And the World 13 will start to bring it back, and they come it through Isaac Such.
3. Hands off. He's held there.
This powerful runner of the ball, low centre of gravity.
Held 4.
Rumours have it that the Parramatta Eels are eyeing Isaac Such up. It all depends on how the draft goes, as Robinson puts a good kick, finding some room at the back, and is picked up by Eli Barnes, and he's chopped down. A good tackle by Mark Iron. A try-saving tackle by Iron, as Collins plays dummy half and finds Mason Yates.
He's held there.
This time they go flat to Ethan Durant.
Held 3. Back with me.
Getting a good tackle by Such, assisted by Simons. This time it's Veretto
Hold the 10. He's held
and
there.
Robinson who wrap up the attack. Durant shoves off one, barges through another, taken down by Simons again. Good tackling by Simons and Veretto from the World 13 as they put it high through Yates. Good kick by Mason Yates, but it's taken down by Walker, and it's a good take. He's been wrapped up in his half though, and forced back into the in goal. And the World 13 are going to have to restart, as they do through Robinson, who sends it down deep to the halfway line. And Durant brings it forward in a good run.
Right, here's tackle 1.
So playing the ball now, they go left. Cut out past to Paulini.
He's held there. That's your second.
You can see Philip Twile calling for the inside pass. This time to Durant. Durant again busts off another tackle. Gets the offload to Kasakau, so a good opportunity here for the Pacific All-Stars. James goes wide to Philip Twile, hitting a good tackle by Farah. Drives him back a couple of metres, but Twile plays the ball quickly. This time they go to Yates. He's already scored one tonight, Mason Yates. Going awfully close for a double. Only inches short. This time James goes back to Sonny Tyre. Again puts it on the boot. But again, the chasers weren't there. And it's been diffused by the World 13 easy.
2.
So 4 minutes until half time, with the World All-Stars holding a 6-point lead.
Right, that's the third. 4. Get back, look at me. Held. Clear him.
Elms to play the ball. Farah goes deep. They decide to kick early through Robinson, but it's not a good kick by Robinson. It's come off the side of the boot. It's caught the wind, and the wind has just taken it all the way to the sideline, and it's gone out on the full. You can just see it came off the side of the boot, and as soon as it got high enough, the wind just picked it up and just threw it into the crowd. So the Pacific All-Stars with a good opportunity here just before half-time as Barnes goes straight through the middle, and Eli Barnes, as easy as you like, under the uprights, Dots down for the Pacific All-Stars, third try of the afternoon. Absolutely electric. Eli Barnes made mincemeat of Will Simons. So locked up 18 apiece here at Manchester Stadium. A little over 2 minutes until half-time. Oranges as Twal brings it back for the Pacific All-Stars. This is an exciting game we've seen so far. This first half action
2 hands away. Hill.
As two teams come together to forge these combinations. They've had 3 days in camp, but from what we've seen so far, they seem to be playing extremely well together. The intelligence that these players are playing with, as Mark Iron takes the kick from Sonny Tyre. They go right this time. Herban finds Butterfield on the inside. Butterfield's wrapped up well by Tyre and Sabbath Ta'ua. This time it's Pete Ferretto. Takes it forward in a good run. Taken down the 3-man tackle. It's Paulini up over the top. Tim James around the below. Butterfield goes to Herban. Sam Herban makes a good bust up through the middle. What a sight seeing Sam Herban back in the SRL as the siren sounds here at Manchester Stadium. Half time. We are 18 apiece here in this international fixture. Back live here from Manchester Stadium in the UK. SRL international action. The Pacific All-Stars taking on the World 13. We are locked up 18 apiece at half-time as Sonny Tyre gets the second half underway. And David Hastings in front of his family and his home crowd, his neighbours. He takes it up for his first hit up of the second half. Will Simons also had a good first half for the World 13, and they will be looking to bring on some substitutes early in the second half. The Pacific 13 looking to bring on Will Kay and Charlie Butler, and Will Kay in particular. The SRL community is excited to see what this 5'8" centre can offer. Obviously picked as one of the top rookies in the draft. And then for the World 13.
Right, here's tackle 1. Hill, off him now.
They will look on to bring their subs as well. They've got Juan Parker and James Smith coming on for Sam Robinson and Shea Hardy. So we will wait to see when they get on soon.
Let him go.
It's the Pacific All-Stars with the ball here. They're around about 15 metres out from their own, from the halfway line, as John Nanai just charges down this left-hand edge and breaks about 2 or 3 tackles at the same time as they go centre field. It's the Simon Hunt. So Tim James goes back to Yates, who puts it down. Good little kick to the wing of Sam Hodgson, who's had a quiet game so far. This electric winger coming out of the Brisbane Broncos. Close to top try scorer for season 1 in the SRL. And we know exactly the dangers that he imposes when he touches the ball. This time Suriruka takes it forward just short of the Pacific 40, so it's a good opportunity here for the World 13 to get some early inroads in the second half. They play the ball and come short side. They find Sam Herbin just a couple of metres in from the touchline, but he's wrapped up in a good tackle by Jason Laumu, assisted by Sabbath Ta'ua. Will Simons decides to kick. Not a great kick by Simons. It's picked up by Barnes, read well by the fullback, and he takes it back just beyond the Pacific 20.
That's your second.
They play the ball, Sonny Tyre, and Sonny Tyre is just throwing it forward here. Not a great pass by the Pacific 13, 5-8. Good run by Suriruka. Barges off a couple. He barged off John Nanai, in fact. That's not an easy feat. They come left side the World 13. They find Mark Iron looking to inject himself into the back line. Shea Hardy to Robinson. Wrapped up well by Tyre. Tackle 4 here for the World 13. They come wide to Hastings. They find Will Simons looking to dodge his way in for a hat-trick. Imagine that in front of your home crowd. So Farah goes deep to Robinson. Robinson puts it high again. Not a great kick by Robinson, but it's been picked up by Hardy. Unable to get his hands free and wrapped up. That's a handover. So it's Jamal Kasakau to bring it forward for the Pacific All-Stars. They play the ball. James comes to Nanai to Collins. The Rabbitohs skipper shrugs off a tackle. That was Shea Hardy and taken down eventually just short of the halfway line, and he earns himself a penalty. So an early penalty for the Pacific All-Stars, allowing them to ease a little bit of pressure. So it's Junior Paulini to get things settled here. Centre field, 45 metres out.
2 hands away.
That's Macaulay Morris. To Tyre. Cut out pass to Ta'ua. Good pass by Tyre. Looking to make the most of his game here today. Laumu plays dummy half. Finds Tyre. Tyre gets thumped in a big tackle by Suriruka. Gets up fast to play the ball. They find Laumu on the left-hand wing. He's taken down 5 metres out. So it's a good opportunity here for the All-Stars. Paulini decides to put it high. It's a good kick by Junior Paulini. But it's taken down. A good one-on-one by Mark Iron. And they restart from the 20, the World 13.
0 tackle.
Suriruka's hitting a big tackle. Forced backwards. I'm excited to see some of these rookies take place in season 2.
1 release.
The talent coming through the SRL funnel at the moment. And the prospects we can see, it's quite exciting as the World 13 get to the ball of Pete Barretto, charges forward. Good run by the second row up over the halfway line. This time it's Simons taken down by Paulini. But it's good metres up through the middle by the World 13. This time it's Robbie Elms.
Get off him. Hit the last.
So it's final tackle here. Farah decides to go back to Robinson. Again, he goes to the left-hand edge. looking for Hodgson, but he can't find him. It's just Jai Collins who comes up with the ball. Jai Collins dodges one, he dodges another, he's got a couple chasing, but Jai Collins has got too much speed and he's going to go in for a try. And the Pacific All-Stars take the lead for the first time this afternoon. Too much speed by the South Sydney Rabbitohs centre. And after being 18 points to 6 down, midway through the first half, Eli Barnes is going to come forward and make it 24 points to 18 here at Manchester Stadium. Back underway through Mark Iron. Yeah, it's John Nanai to bring it forward.
That's one. Move!
And play the ball. So we're still waiting on a couple of these interchange players to make their way onto the field.
He's held there. Move!
Macaulay Morris with the ball at the moment, just on the Pacific side of halfway as Paulini takes it forward. Hitting a good tackle by Sam Robinson. Sorry, Butterfield. And they've spilled the ball here. They've knocked it on. They've handed over to the World 13.
He's held there. One. Release.
So it's Butterfield who finds Veretto in a hole. That's good running by Pete Veretto, finding some space up and through this Pacific line is Mark Iron. It is this time he receives the inside ball, so only 10 metres out here for the Pacific 13. Robinson struggles forward, taken down by Macaulay Morris. Looking to strike back here, another inside ball, met well by Barnes though, and Tim James. They play the ball, come to the right side. Good kick by Robinson, but it's been picked up by Simon Hunt.
Here's tackle one.
And no opportunities there, so the All-Stars bring it back. And Junior Paulini has had a good afternoon so far. Another player yet to be picked up for season 2. Sabbath Ta'ua on this near touchline. Obviously played for the Warriors in season 1, has been transferred to the Raiders in season 2. Sabbath Ta'ua looking to start in the second row for the Raiders as they form their team. A couple of rumours going around already who they're looking for in the draft, and the obvious choice you'd have to say is Bo Sadler coming out of the Broncos. A triple position threat. Hooker, halves, and lock. Sam Herman obviously coming back out of retirement will be a good pickup as well for any team. Centre fullback. As it gets a little bit messy halfway through the second half as Surinuka settles it down. They come near side through Butterfield. Picked up by Ta'ua. And he's taken down just short of the Pacific 30. So a little bit of a messy set by the World 13 there. Just trying to strike back after 18 unanswered points have been put against them since halfway through the first half.
Clear him now. 3. Hands off. 4.
Eli Barnes takes it down.
Let him go.
30 metres out here for the All-Stars. They start to spread it wide. Kasakau decides to go himself. He's wrapped up by Farah. Final tackle here, centre field, 22 metres out. Tyre puts it on the foot, but it's been picked up by Robinson, and again a disappointing end of the set. Sonny Tyre continues with that little grubber kick in behind the defensive line, but he's not communicating it very well with his chasers. And not enough players are there to sort of pick it up and make it any sort of threat as Mike Iron brings it back, and now Robbie Elms up to the halfway line. Back to Robinson, then Butterfield. Butterfield's forced back in a good tackle by Simon Hunt. Suriluka takes it forward. It's Tib James this time. And Junior Paulini, who hit him hard, and he gets up slowly. Suriluka. And we'll keep an eye on him. He looks to be struggling a little bit in the backfield. Joshua Suriluka.
He's held there.
And we all know the backstory here.
Held. 2 on the keep going.
Coming from a large rugby league family and with a lot of rugby league experience under his belt.
He's held there.
And they've handed over to here the Pacific All-Stars. Sam Herben's been taken in a high shot. And the World 13 have got a penalty deep in the Pacific half. And you'd have to say this is going to be hard for the Pacific team to hold out the World 11, World 13. As they bring it forward through Will Simons, who sets it up 5 metres out, 5 metres out from the right-hand touchline. Through Joshua Butterfield. He's only inches out. Centre field here. Options left and right. Farah goes left to Simons. Looking to go in for a third. Will Simons looking for a hat-trick. He thinks he's got it. He's getting up confident. Referee couldn't quite tell, but that looks to be a try to Will Simons. Fancy that. Getting over for 3 in front of your home crowd. And also for the World 13, that's a good try and much needed. And they'll look to wrap it up here with only 17 minutes remaining. Back live at Manchester Stadium as Eli Barnes gets the game back underway. 24 apiece. Counting down to 15 minutes remaining.
He's held there. 2. Three markers lock in. Held.
So it's the World 13 looking to bring the ball out from their own half. Robbie Elms, little inside ball to Jason Farah.
He's held there. Let him go. Let him go.
They go back to Robinson, and Robinson decides to kick early. Finds some space in behind Barnes, but Barnes gets back well and breaks the first tackle and finds some space as well, Eli Barnes. To Hunt, to Twal. To Butler. Paulini, inside ball to Barnes, so good running here by the Pacific All-Stars, looking to throw the ball around, find some tiring World 13 defence as James decides to dart himself from dummy half. Some interchange bench players have arrived. Charlie Butler's on as Eli Barnes receives a good ball from Butler. So 9 metres out here. They go back to Butler. He puts it high early. Good kick by Charlie Butler. Taken down by Hodgson.
That's one. Move.
And they defuse it well.
He's held there. That's your second.
Robinson to Suriluka. He's played a full 80 minutes so far.
He's held 3.
The international player coming out of Lebanon. Joshua Suriluka, looking to represent his home country at some stage in the SRL as they come to Dobson. This time finds his way back onto the park. With counting down 10 minutes remaining. So Farah goes back to Robinson. Puts it deep. Down to Jason Laumu, who's hanging down there at fullback.
Run, release. He's held there.
Taken down a good tackle. They've got James to play it. Kasaka inside ball to Eli Barnes. Looking to be threatening. Always threatening with ball in hand. As Barnes plays the ball, they come near side to Butler. They find Laumu on the wing. Dangerous as usual, Jason Laumu. Wrapped up well by Mark Iron at fullback. And it's William Kay who plays at dummy half. So James plays the ball. They come to Laumu. Inside ball to Paulini. Good passing by the winger, Laumu. Paulini plays the ball 15 metres out centre field. They go back to Butler. And Charlie Butler's gone for a field goal. There's still 9 minutes remaining, but the Pacific All-Stars have taken the lead through Charlie Butler. And I think that caught everyone off guard. But a sneaky little field goal adds the 1 point and puts the Pacific All-Stars back in the lead. So Iron sends it down to get things back underway, and Philip Twile brings it back into some heavy contact.
He's held there.
Ethan Durant for the All-Stars. Paulini through the middle. Good charge by the second rower. Finds his way up over the halfway line. Pete Veretto wrapped him up well, but still good metres for Paulini. This time they swing it wide. They find Barnes on the end of it. He can't make his way past. It was Shea Hardy. Forced backwards, in fact. It's Durant. That's Ethan, not Kevin. Plays the ball 15, 35 metres out, and it's Mason Yates. Decides to kick it down. It's Sean Walker's wing. So Walker wrapped up by Barnes, plays the ball 22 metres out. They give it to Pete Veretto. The fiery redhead brings it forward for the World 13. Butterfield inside to Iron. Good run by the fullback. The Raiders incumbent up over the halfway line for the World 13. They go to Pete Veretto again, looking to make his way through a lot of metres. A high workload, but he's bunted back in a good tackle. This time it's Herbin on the inside ball. Good defence so far by the Pacific 13. Not letting anything through as Butterfield's forced to kick. Down to the wing of Fisher, who's had a quiet game, the skipper. Hasn't seen much of the ball this afternoon as they come to Yates. Under 5 minutes remaining here at Manchester Stadium. Pacific 13 holding a 1 point lead over the World 13 as Charlie Butler brings it forward and Paulini slings it wide to Barnes. Barnes goes back to Yates. Not expecting that one, Mason Yates, but he's taken down a good tackle by Robbie Elms. They sling it wide to Durant. He gives a long ball out to Twile up over the halfway line. Taken down by Veretto and Butterfield. As Butler kicks, not a great kick by Robbie Butler, the rookie.
He's held there. Get off him.
So, opportunities are fading with every step here for the World 13. This could be their last opportunity as Iron takes it forward. Farah gives it to Butterfield, who gives it to David Hastings.
Right, that's a third.
Just short of the 30 here. 32 metres out. Farah goes to Elms. Taken down by Kasaka. But 22 metres out. They bring it centre field again to Robinson. He slings it wide to Iron. Gets the offload to Butterfield. So the European, the World 13, they aren't done with yet. Final tackle. They go back to Robinson. He puts it high, but he's put a little bit too far. And Eli Barnes comes away with it. And you'd have to say, with under 2 minutes remaining, they'd have to force an error here from the Pacific 15. So they come to Yates. Yates finds his way through. Good run by Mason Yates and slings it wide to Collins. Just short of the Pacific 13's 40. As Yates again makes a good break up through the middle, up over the halfway line. They play the ball to Paulini. Back to Collins. Meeting a good two-man tackle. That's Shea Hardy up over the top. So final tackle. The World 13's going to get one or two chances as Paulini decides to go deep. It's Sam Hodgson to bring it back. What can Sam Hodgson do? If anyone can bring it back, it's Sam Hodgson, but he's been taken down a good tackle. And this will be the final play as they sling it wide to David Hastings. But it's the Pacific All-Stars who have come away with the win here this afternoon at Manchester Stadium, defeating the World 13, 25 points to 24. Charlie Butler field goal 10 minutes out from full time has done it. And we hope you enjoyed this international action here on SRL TV. And we hope you continue to join us for Game 2 of this doubleheader coming up next. It's the Kiwis taking on the Kangaroos, and we will see you there.